Person that would do something like this.
She would.
Michelle Malkin. Michelle, welcome back. Let's get right to it. I saw your tweet. You're going to talk about news of the day, and the news of the day is this budget battle. Do you believe the president is poised to give and meet halfway?
You know, this is Lucy, Charlie Brown, and the football, kick the can down the road, and the Wimpy plan all rolled into one. You remember Wimpy, Popeye's friend, I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today, and Obama would gladly agree to spending cuts later for tax increases now. Republicans have been rolling over on these kinds of deals since as long as I've been able to remember, since I was in Garanimals when Reagan and Tip O'Neill were around, and the Democrats then promised spending cuts that never came, all the way through George Bush and George Mitchell, who came away from a similar deal with a big smirk on his face and no spending cuts. I think it's about time Republicans stop rolling over and falling for these deals, please, because why do we have a Republican Party if they don't say no?
Sure, and we've been talking about how the atmosphere on Capitol Hill officially with the big, the big negotiators has been kind of gloomy. Politico, that lefty blog, says that inside the talks with the people who are doing a lot of talk, contours of a deal, including the size of tax hikes and spending cuts it will contain, are starting to take shape. So it does sound like, even though both sides are still strident in what they don't want to give up, it sounds like behind the scenes they're starting to come to the middle.
Yeah, but if history is any indication, it's the Republicans who move to the middle and the Democrats who never budge and always get their way.
Well, so, I mean, Michelle, why is that? Why would Republicans settle for just kicking the can down the road?
Well, because that has been the sort of ineluctable drive in Washington and in modern politics. This was the reason why the Tea Party sprung up when it did. Remember that it wasn't just discussed with Democrats and Obama. It was discussed with big government, big Republican capitulation. And I think what it underscores is the need for reinforcements of real grassroots conservatives who are not afraid to be conservative on Capitol Hill.
Yeah. All right, let's talk a little bit about something close to your heart, blog-wise right now.
She loves owls.
She does. Unfortunately, you've referred to the president as the job-killing owl killer.
Yeah, over Thanksgiving, of course, there was a big turkey that was dropped by this White House. It was the final rule on critical habitat for the northern spotted owl. Now, remember that for more than 2 decades now, we've had massive federal intervention and practically the decimation of the timber industry in the Pacific Northwest to try and save the northern spotted owl. And there are about 3,000 to 5,000 of these furry creatures left in the Pacific Northwest. And the decline has been precipitous despite the Endangered Species Act enforcement. So now what the Obama administration has decided to do is nearly double the amount of acreage that is off limits to logging. It's now 9.6 million acres, but it's not going to do any good because the real culprit in the disappearance of the northern spotted owl is not loggers or people who work in the timber industry. It's another owl. So guess what now we're going to fund the Fish and Wildlife Service to do? Shoot this other owl, the predatory barred owl, in order to save. No, I'm not kidding. Now, there have been rumors.
Owl.
Yes, that's right. Shooting owls to save them. This is liberal environmental protectionism and the pretzel logic that yields these kind of results. Hello, taxpayers, are you listening?
Go to twitchy.com and you'll be twitching when you hear about this.
Right.
All right. Michelle,
right.
thank you very much. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here next
I
week.
wonder who would be the good